right, you guys, we are back here in San Jose. Now, we are in the off season after year number 1. We're up here at the re-sign phase. Now, I did show you guys the contracts we would have to re-sign and or potentially let go in the last video. Now, what I think I'm going to do is the people who do want to re-sign, I'm going to try to get on 1-year deals, considering that we have the money and I don't think this is the year we're going to be extremely competitive. So someone like LeBanc, I'm going to offer that. Hoffman, I don't think he wants to. No, he doesn't want to, but Barabanov, I can go ahead and just bring him down to a 1-year deal, offer him like 4 mil. It'll still leave us a decent amount of cap space for other people in free agency. I'll go ahead and rattle through this really quickly for you guys. We'll go at like 1.4 for Philip Zadina. He doesn't want to re-sign. Bordalo, we definitely want to get back, so let's go ahead and go 1-year deal at like, I wonder if I could even get him on a 2-way. Potentially interested in 2-way is no, so we'll go ahead and just do a 1-way at like what he wants. That's fine. That's not much money. And then as far as these guys go, I mean, we'll go 1 year for Simic at like a 1 mil. Yep, that looks good. Carpenter, same thing. 1 year at like 1 mil. We'll see if we can get, we'll see how many of these guys we can get signed like this. 2-way, I'm good with giving them what they want if they're okay with a 2-way contract as well. McDonald, not interested in an extension. So what I'm going to do here is just sort like this. This guy, nope, we can just release you. You're not going to turn into anything. Top 9, sure, I can go ahead and qualify you. Let's see, Gawanke, I can go ahead and qualify. Emberson, go ahead and qualify. Stitchik, go ahead and qualify. Let's see, is there anybody else? Yeah, this guy can qualify. Bottom 6 for Lajari, we can go ahead and just release that one. This guy we can go ahead and qualify. Other people aren't going to offer them anything crazy, so I'm good with just qualifying these guys. It probably, even if they go to free agency, it probably won't turn into anything like wild. And the rest of these guys are no's. So for the no's, I don't feel like giving them any money. So all these guys, I mean, I could theoretically qualify Kunin, because 2.75 ain't that bad. But do I want to hold on to them just for the purpose of holding on? Not really. As far as Duclair, I mean, he wants, for 1 mil, I guess I could bring him back on that top line and give him like 6 mil. But I don't know if that is even, I mean, sure, I can offer it just so that that top line doesn't like struggle. Let's see, are there any, let's see, so these guys right here, we want to bring Yokala on. He's definitely going to play AHL time this year. And Tij Aginla, realistically, we can give him 1 year in juniors, unless, so let's go ahead and sort by overall here. And then let's see, so I want to do forwards because Tij is a forward. 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we already have 12 NHL forwards. So we're talking Peterson and Carpenter are our depth players. We've got Bordalo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Tij Aginla actually would make the starting roster, so we can go ahead and give him a contract, have him playing up there. Finley is going to play juniors. Haynes is going to stay in juniors. We can't quite release them yet, but let's go ahead and go back to all expiring. I think that's everybody we need. Yeah, Lindblom doesn't have actually, so we'll go ahead and what kind of contract does he want on a 1 year? He still wants over 2 mil. No, we're gonna release him. We can find someone else. Let's go back to goalies here. So Kakinen, what does he want for a 1 year? We can definitely get him back. Does he want to resign? Yes, he does. All right, so a 1 year at like 1.8. I'm okay with that. We have a backup already, so then we need our AHL goalies. We can go 1 year at 1 year. It keeps him at RFA status, which is good. We can give him the 0.975. And then his backup, sure, we can go ahead and grab him back at a 2-way. Okay, so I will come back. You guys saw everything I offered. I'll come back when we have more contracts to take care of. Okay, so it looks like we have 4 guys who weren't interested in the contracts I offered. So as far as Simic goes, we can go ahead and go 1 year at his 1.15. That doesn't really bother me too much. Give him what he wants. Carpenter, as far as him, we can go 1 at 1.2. That doesn't really bother me. I mean, right there, we're still sitting at 34 mil after those guys. Kunin wouldn't be bad to re-sign. I do want, we can't get him back on RFA status. 1 year at like 1 year at 3.25. Is that going to bother me? We're still going to be over 30 mil in cap space available. What I'm truly worried about is making sure I have a good top line for Eklund to grow decently this next season, which means I also need a good top D pairing. So I'm thinking with Luke Kunin, is he even like, I don't think he's worth the 3 mil. We can get somebody else. So I'm going to go ahead and release Luke Kunin. Barabanov, though, I think I'm good with 1 year, and I think I am good with like 4.2. I think I'd be okay with that. All these RFAs, we do want them back, but it's not the end of the world. We can always re-sign other people. Let's go ahead and advance day. We might have some Simic rejected. Carpenter renewed, though. Okay, so Barabanov still rejected. I think he just doesn't want to go. I think he wants to play the rest of his career in one place. And that's the problem, is I don't want to sign him for 6 years. We don't, like, I mean, theoretically, we could have a spot for him in 6 years. But I don't think we will at a 36-year-old guy who's probably going to be top 9, maybe even depth forward, AHL top 2 by the time he's 36. I just don't think we have that space. So rather than spending that money, I'm just going to release him. Simic, I mean, he doesn't cost much. For 2 years, I could even, no point. I can just release him. 78 overall, I can go get for 1 mil. So it's not really a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and release him. As far as all these RFAs, Havlid, no, we can go ahead and release him. We will have to do some more in-depth looks at like what we'll need for the NHL and AHL as far as depth goes, but that's not too hard to deal with, especially with the cap space that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate forward until we know for sure if we get any of those RFAs. And then I will come back at free agency because I'm pretty sure that's all we have left to sign. Let me do a quick check. Okay, so all expiring. All we have is RFAs for skaters and goalies. Actually, Kakinen did decline. So let's go ahead and just give him his 1 year at 1.9. I would be okay with that. Let's advance day, see if we get him. These are scouts, and Kakinen did re-sign. Okay, cool. So we don't have to worry about a goalie. All right, so I will come back at free agency. I'll show you RFAs that are holding out and the ones that have signed. So give me a second. All right, so we did just have a couple of them signed. So I will show you guys the RFAs that are still holding out. Let's go to all expiring here. So it is literally just Gowanke. Leon Gowanke is still holding out. Not exactly sure why, but I mean, not the end of the world if he does end up getting an offer somewhere else. It's not going to be that much. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and advance day into free agency. We'll take a look at what we got. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what's available. So there are actually some top prospects available. Let's go UFAs because I know that he's not one of them. 1 year at 10.5. I mean, that would make Hurdle and Eklund play very well. We still have 35 million cap space, so even after him, we still have 20. I could just go Joe Pavelski, save a little bit of money, but I mean, is money really what we're worried about here? Elias Lindholm also at 90 overall. He would definitely make it work as well. But I mean, Patrick Kane is definitely another scorer to get Eklund some more points as a playmaker. So Patrick Kane, I feel like would be a very good option. That would also probably boost the chemistry of the first line. Let's go ahead and see. So I do want to focus on the first line. That is what I want to make sure we're good at. So we have Hurdle, Eklund. Duclair can play second line with LeBanc and like Corrali or someone if we decide to sign them. But I don't want Duclair on that first line again. I want someone better. So, I mean, he had good points, but Patrick Kane would definitely make this line do a lot better. So let's go ahead and I'm going to offer Patrick Kane a 1 year deal because that's all he really wants. So let's go ahead and offer him a 1 year. I'm fine to pay him very heavily. Patrick Kane at a 1 year deal, even if he drops to top 6 forward, he's probably only going to drop to like an 87, 88. And I'm cool with that still being on the first line, especially if it's only a 1 year. I want to make sure we get him. So I'm going to go like 1 year at 11 mil. No other teams are interested, so that's fine. Let's go UFAs. Okay. I mean, we've got some other guys we could theoretically offer here. Montour, but he wants 7 years. I want to go short. Blake Wheeler, no. All these other guys are really old. We've got Jonathan Taves, no thank you, no thank you, no, not Jeff Carter. I don't know, we might just run with it. If we don't, we're gonna sign like some lower guys. I don't really want to dump a bunch of money into like 4 or 5 year contracts for guys like this guy right here. It's Tarasenko. I mean, he's already only at top 6 exact. I don't want to dump 9 mil over the next 4 years into Tarasenko because he might drop to an 84 by then. We never know. Same thing with like Teravainen. That's way too heavy. Gustav Forsling, I mean, not an awful contract, but I mean, someone like Jonathan Taves wouldn't be an awful idea. He's got the great defense, so that's a penalty killer for us, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to come back if we are going to offer any more contracts or if Patrick Kane signs. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, so we are popping back in here. I'm looking at the defenseman, and honestly, I think the one I want to go for is Tyson Barrie. I'm going to sign him to probably 2 years because we'll have the money, and I'm fine with going 7 mil because it's not like we're putting money into anything else. So we're going to go Tyson Barrie, 2 years at 7 mil. Hopefully he can help Eklund and that top line get some extra points. So that is where we're going to sign Tyson Barrie. Now, I did also notice that we're going to want one more like defenseman somewhere down here. I think our best option would probably just get somebody who can keep the puck out of the net. We don't really need to worry about helping us score. So we're looking at probably a defensive defenseman. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm just going to sort by defensive category. So we're going to look here, and we're going to try to find someone with a decent want for salary. So Chatfield right here, Jalen Chatfield. 87 defensive awareness, 87 shot blocking, 90 stick checking. I don't care about him being signed, or I don't care about him scoring. I just care about him keeping the puck out of the net. So 2 years at 2 mil. He will play on that bottom pairing. So that looks perfect to me. And we've offered 3 contracts now. We've already re-signed staff. Actually, we haven't. I'm going to go ahead and go hire staff, and we'll be back when we have either free agents sign or don't sign. So give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, so jumping back in here, we did get Justin Murata. We offered a new head coach. This guy's got a winning career, and he also is good for offense and good for teaching. So that's why I signed him. He also has decent chem fit with our team. That's why I went ahead and signed him. These are just scouts here, so I'm not going to worry too much about those guys. And I will come back when we have any players that sign or don't sign. So give me a second. All right, so jumping back in, we got Jalen Chatfield signed. All right, so we don't get Tyson Barrie. You have simply not offered me the dollars I feel I deserve based on my skills. You know, that's interesting that they would put that as the automated response because I offered him more than he wanted. But we did get Patrick Kane, so that's massive for us. I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see if there's any other defensemen still in free agency. I feel like all of them would have signed around that day, which is going to make it tough. But we're going to go ahead and take one more quick look and see if there's anyone worth trying to grab up. I mean, Montour, he wants 7 years, though. I don't think I can give him 7 years. No teams are interested yet, though, so I might be able to cop him on like a 2-year deal at, let's see, we still have 24 mil. So maybe I could just go like 2 years at like 11.5. I wouldn't be too worried about that. We don't have anyone that is going to take that big of a contract. But yeah, I'm going to offer Montour at 2 years at 11.5. Hopefully he takes that deal and we have that elite defenseman. So we'll go ahead and check when he decides. But we'll be right back. All right, so cutting back in here, you guys can see we got Brandon Montour as well. So this team is actually shaping up pretty decently. I'm going to go ahead and just edit this. I don't want trades slowing me down. So as you can see, we got Brandon Montour. So that's a pretty good signing for year number 2. Same with Patrick Kane. We do, and we also got Chatfield. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a look at the contracts that we are looking at. So For forwards, let's go ahead and jump to here. For forwards, our first line is going to be Eklund, Hurdle, and Kane. Duclair, LeBanc, Corrali, Zadina, Hathaway, and Sturm, Zetterlund, Bordelot, and Carpenter. The reason I want to play Bordelot is because it does say his role as a fourth line forward, and if he's top 6 medium at 22 at 78, he might actually be able to grow to be an NHL player for us. So I do for sure want him to play. So I am not too worried about that. Let's see. So third line, fourth line. So we have one depth forward right now. We theoretically could go sign one more depth forward for injury purposes. As far as our defense, we're going to go Montour, Ferraro, Ruda, Benning, and Chatfield, Nijov, with Burrows being our depth guy. As far as goalies, we've got Kakkonen and Blackwood. So we're set there. I think what we're going to go ahead and do, I will just, I'm going to go look at defensemen that we can possibly sign for, or forward that we can sign as a depth forward in case of injury. So I will be right back when we offer a contract. All right, so hopping back in here, I actually decided to change the way I was doing it. I think we're going to move Peterson down to being a depth forward rather than a fourth line forward. We're going to grab Beauvillier and move one of those third liners down to the fourth line. So 1 year, we have the money. I just want to make sure we get him. So 1 year for $3 million on Anthony Beauvillier. We're still going to have $10 million left over. I don't want to put a lot of money into some guys long-term though, and the guys that want a decent amount of money want long-term as well. Even 2 years I'm not willing to offer, so I'm not going to go for like Pavelski or anything like that, but we will come back and see if Beauvillier signs or if he doesn't. So give me a second. All right, so there we have it. Anthony Beauvillier was extremely happy to accept our offer. Cash offer was most generous, made it quite easy to make up his mind. So there we have it. There is our off season. I don't think we have any contracts left hanging up in the balance. Let's see. All expiring. No, we have nobody that is unsigned. I mean, we still have Gowenke, who's an RFA. Do we want to offer him anything? A 1 year at like 1 mil? I could offer him a 1 year at 1.05. That's fine with me. I'll go ahead and offer that. As far as Cagnoni, he's going to play juniors. We don't really have space for him. I will go ahead and sign AHL guys as needed off camera. Those guys aren't really going to matter. So I'm going to go ahead and just get to the next season and we'll jump back in when we're there. All right, so jumping back in here, we are going to run our lines like this year. We're going to have Patrick Kane, Tomas Hertl, and William Eklund there. I think, actually, yeah, I want Kane on his one-timer side. I want him scoring the goals the most. Second line, we're going to run Zadina, Duclair, LeBanc. We're going to go Zetterlund, Corrali, and Beauvillier on the third, Sturm, Bordelot, and Hathaway on the fourth. We're going to run Benning with Montour, Ruda, Nijov, and Ferraro Chatfield. I think that'll give us the best spread, and we still have Kakkonen and Blackwood as our goalies. So I think that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and get into the rest of the, or I'm going to get into the next season in the next video. So I'll go ahead and catch you guys in that one. I'm going to do the scouting and everything off camera. So I will see you guys when year number 2 starts up. Peace.